What is going on, y'all? GeoFux. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing how I went about appealing my healthcare insurance when they did not want to cover my laparoscopic hysterectomy. Now, here's the thing. I started my process of, preparing to get a hysterectomy in April of 2022, 6 months ago. So I had my consultation with my gynecologist, who is amazing, okay? Absolutely love her. I've been going to her for 3 years. So I love her, okay? And I was referred to her by my primary care physician, who is also absolutely amazing, okay? Love my primary care physician and their medical office. They're just amazing people. Go blue, okay? Go blue. You already know. Let me show you the pins. Go blue, go blue. Hail to the victors of the West. Okay, so I had my consultation. I had it online via telehealth, April 2022. July of 2022 is when I had my pre-op appointment, where with the pre-op appointment, it's basically you getting a pap smear / a pelvic ultrasound. So they look to see what your uterus, ovaries, your organs look like. Then you have that pap smear as well to make sure that, there's no abnormalities or any things that may need to be checked and looked at. And that's when I found out that my ovaries were extremely small, and I also had a very small uterus. And like my ovaries weren't even 4 centimeters. One was like 2.5 centimeters. The other one was 3.5 centimeters. They were very, very small, which made me be eligible to be a candidate for a laparoscopic hysterectomy. So just that between April and July, that was 2 appointments. And what was so wild about it is the insurance company, my insurance company, which through my employer, I have insurance through my job, my employer, Priority Health. The name of the insurance is Priority Health. And they paid for both of those appointments, yet made it seem like they didn't understand why I was getting a hysterectomy, even though they paid for the consultation appointment in April, paid for the pre-op appointment in July. And then in July, from there, I was just waiting to hear when I would be having an official scheduled surgery date, which I ended up getting like 2.5 weeks later. I was originally going to have my surgery August 31st, 2022, but I ended up contracting COVID at work. And mind you, I'm fully vaccinated, 3 times boosted, and I wear my mask, but you can't control what other people do. So going to work and I have on my mask really isn't protecting me when everybody else is not wearing a mask, and we don't have air purifiers. And we're allowing all of these people to come in and out of our office building. I'm just gonna keep it real. And mind you, risking your life for $14.92 an hour after taxes and deductions is a huge slap in the face. But that's a whole nother video. So I had to have it postponed, and luckily for me, I was able to. It was going to originally. Hey, Mercy, stop. Sorry about that. It was going to be postponed to November 4th, 2022, but another client had to cancel their surgery, and I was able to get their surgery date, which 9 times out of 10, their surgery probably got canceled because they had COVID. Because if you have COVID, you can't have your procedure, and they want you to wait at least 4 weeks out. Keep that in mind. And then you have to make sure that the hospital has space to even allow you to come back even after 4 weeks. So I ended up getting that other client's scheduled surgery date, which ended up being September 27th. So September 27th, I went to the hospital and had my procedure. I had a laparoscopic hysterectomy. Priority Health sent something in the mail September 28th, which didn't come in the mail until that Friday. So they sent it Wednesday. I didn't get it till Friday. Friday, it had been 3 days since the surgery. They put it in the mail on the 28th, the following day after the surgery, denying my hysterectomy coverage. I had already had the procedure, so it really didn't matter at that point. Ooh. If you could see how these dogs be acting. Anyways, so then we had that whole situation. And it was just really wild. Mercy, stop eating up his stuff. You got a toy, and you chose to destroy your toy. Don't eat his. Stop being bad. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, they're stinky boys. Yeah, stinky boys. Ooh. Uh-oh. This is Mickey. This is our new baby. Yes, yes. He's also a pity. Yeah. Okay, stop it. So, get down. So after that whole situation, they denied it because they were stating that I didn't have 2 letters from mental health professionals signing on and agreeing and supporting me to have the procedure. Get down. So that was a whole issue. And keep in mind, I had to get 2 letters back in 2019 to get on hormone therapy, gender-affirming hormones, and 2 letters to have my top surgery. Okay. And I've been on testosterone, gender-affirming hormones for a little over 3 years. I started hormones, gender-affirming hormones, July 10th, 2019. I had my double mastectomy top surgery October 26, 2020. I legally changed my name officially September 30th, 2019. I had my gender marker updated on my driver license identification card December 2019. I had my social security card updated with my correct name in October of 2019. I've had my birth certificate and my passport, U.S. passport, updated with the correct name and gender marker. All of that took place this year. And it's just like, like, what is going on here? Like, it's like I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. And this is what we mean by gatekeeping and just straight up transphobia, because you're not asking cisgender people to get letters for mental health professionals to sign on for them to have their surgeries. I mean, let's just be honest. If that's the case, cis women who get BBLs should also have to have letters from 2 mental health professionals for them to get a BBL, if that's going to be the case. But I digress. And then also check out WPATH. They have released a new standards of care that literally states we only need 1 letter. And then also, if you are of age, you should be able to have informed consent. We shouldn't need other people to sign off for us to get procedures. Again, I started hormones at 26. Okay, I had top surgery, double mastectomy, at 28. And I had a hysterectomy at 29, 2 weeks shy of turning 30. So it's really ridiculous how we're treated like children and like we don't know what we're doing with our own bodies in of itself. And it's just blatant discrimination and gatekeeping and transphobia, in my opinion. So I ended up having to, be freaked out about not having my surgery covered by my insurance. So I had to reach out to my primary care physician, my gynecologist, my 2 therapists that I see on a consistent basis. And mind you, my letters from 2019 stated all of this. which, come to find out, that was all they wanted. They wanted letters from 3 years ago. And mind you, both of my therapists ended up just rewriting, updating the letters and making new ones just in case something comes up in the future. So now I have 4 letters, and then I have my primary care physician and my gynecologist also. And I had to call Priority Health to figure out what is going on here, because mind you, they did not explain any of this prior to the procedure, right? They should have been said, hey, you are going to need to provide us this information. Because the way they got it, you need 2 mental health professionals, licensed mental health professionals, letters supporting why you're getting this procedure. And you have had to have been on gender-affirming hormones for at least 12 months, which I've met all of the criteria, but none of this was ever told to me. Meanwhile, when I was working at my previous job, and at the time my insurance was through my employer, but it was through Blue Cross Blue Shield, it was very upfront. Like, they reached out and told me how to go about getting it covered. Priority Health never did any of that, right? And mind you, I've been getting hormone therapy getting my hormones using Priority Health. So it's just really wild to me how all of this is going on, and then they never took the time to tell me about this prior. So anyways, after spending a week going back and forth with my gynecologist, medical records person, and then my primary care physician sending in documents, my 2 mental health professionals sending in documents, it finally got solved, and they withdrew the denial, and then it officially was approved not this Monday, but last Monday, which would have been October 10th. It finally got approved October 10th, and my insurance is covering my laparoscopic hysterectomy. And I will have information. Stop! I will have information in the description box that goes over how you can go about appealing. And then, just to be proactive and ahead of the game, make sure you have your 2 letters from 2 licensed mental health professionals. Make sure that you have been on your gender-affirming hormones for at least 1 year, 12 months, prior to getting any type of medical procedure, whether that's top surgery, bottom surgery, double mastectomy, hysterectomies, phalloplasties, metoidoplasties, whatever gender-affirming surgery you're seeking. Make sure you have all of your ducks in a row, because unfortunately, healthcare insurances are extremely transphobic and spend a lot of time gatekeeping and discriminating against people who are transgendered, who are intersex, etc. They do everything in their power not to cover procedures. Meanwhile, you're working your butt off at a job that's underpaying you and overworking you in order for you to have this insurance that's also trying to deny you of having access to it. I mean, welcome to the USA, man. That's all I got to say on that one. And don't get me wrong, it's a privilege to have insurance because of how unjust this country is. So I do recognize my privileges, and at the same time, I recognize the barriers that I have to face because I was born intersex and I am a transgendered man. So I understand, right? Nuances, multiple things can be true at the same time. But I just wanted to make a video detailing how you can go about appealing. And again, make sure you look at your healthcare insurance. Look at their policies when it comes to gender affirming care, transgender health care. Look at what their guidelines are. Look at what they're asking, because a lot of times they're not going to be upfront and direct and tell you. You're going to have to research or find out after the fact what they're looking for. So really be mindful with that. Because again, I was not told any of this, and I had to figure this stuff out on my own after being denied. Thankfully, it has been withdrew, and I now have coverage, but it really is something to think about. Information is in the description box below, and I'm out.